I'm trying to do a start of this. Mate. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of The Walk. My name's Gareth, I'm back with my mate Phil.
Evening.
And we are in the Lathkill Dale, which is just outside Bakewell in Derbyshire. It's really quiet, it's beautiful, well apart from that duck, but it didn't always used to be that way. It used to be a bit of an industrial kind of heartland, I guess. So there's loads of remains here dating all the way back, some of them to 1284. We've got lead mines, we've got aqueducts, we've got some mills and all sorts of stuff, and we've got a really, I'm gonna get away from that duck. So this walk isn't particularly long, it's about 1.5 miles probably down the valley, and as you can see from the drone footage now, it's amazing, like the water is still flowing down. Now the first point of call is something called Carter's Mill. Now this was, well, a lot of different mills. It was a flour mill, a corn mill, I think it was grinding gritstone as well.
But wasn't it originally for the miners actually?
Was it really?
I don't know if they liked a lot of corn, I don't know, but if corn mill was the first thing, they said that's what it was built for, maybe it was a staple diet, I don't know.
Maybe it was. So this is the remains of that. Now the building for Carter's Mill, here's a photo of it. I managed to find one photo and it's already derelict, annoyingly. I'm pretty sure it was here, and that amount of stonework would kind of suggest that's probably about right. Yeah. What we've also got the remains of, which is amazing, is these millstones. So obviously these would have been grinding corn down, and obviously the same with flour, and then eventually gritstone, and this is how it was powered. So there was a huge wheel that I think was still there up until the time of the First World War, and then they took basically the ironwork away to reuse it for the war effort. But you'll notice there's a lot of midges, so I'm going to regret this part of it. But that water is clear as day. Now where do you think, oh Phil, here we go, he's going to try some.
No, I'm not going to drink it.
I was going to say, he'll have worms in the next video.
It's a lovely day, but that is bloody freezing, so that's come out of somewhere pretty cold, you know, that maybe it's come out of on the hillside. Very, very cold. Yeah, it looks amazing though. Now the wheel then, what are we thinking, Phil? Where would that have been, do you reckon? I think it's something's, I don't know whether this is a sluice or a wheel housing, it's hard to say. It's not very big, but of course on that picture the wall's a bit high because I've not seen them.
I'm pretty sure they're higher, yeah. So I think maybe the wheel is there.
And it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, no, well not now, but it might have been then. Mind you, I suppose maybe they did most of their work in the winter, because I imagine this is pretty insane in the winter. So we're going to follow the Dale down. Now, when we walked down here earlier to start the walk, we found these stones, and we've got no idea what they are. But you sat on one, Phil, and then went, I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I don't know, that's got a metal...
Yeah, it's got some ironwork on it, isn't it? So I'm wondering what this was about. I mean, I'm assuming mill related, because it's there, and that's the mill.
I'll tell you what this is. There you go, that's what a gate sat on, look.
Okay.
There's a pivot arm, so they've just toppled over from somewhere. They'd have been sunk in the ground at one time. So if there's 4 of them, I guess there's another one of them that's come off. So yeah, there could have been another gate here, or maybe they're the old ones, but yeah, definitely gate post.
Yeah. Oh, there you go then. Well done, Colombo.
Yep.
The sun's just come out now, which is amazing. But I'm going to apologise in advance then if I keep blinding you at any point. Although we are coming under some tree coverage. Now we're going to look at something called Lathkill Mine. See what remains of that. We're going to look at Mandal Mine. Then there's the remains of a house which was Lathkill Mine, but it's got a different name because it came later. What's the name of that house again?
Baitmans.
Baitmans. That was the name, I think, of the mine agent. So I guess the guy that was in charge. Now, the earliest documentation of mines down here is 1284, so unbelievably old.
Old, yeah.
But we also know that the Romans were mining lead in Derbyshire, so in fact it could be even older than that. But some of the major remains come from the mid 1800s, and there are plenty of them. But obviously what we'll do is we'll just follow the valley down and we'll nip into different lead mines and look at different remains as we get to it. So here we go, we've reached another one. So the mill is literally just round the corner there, and we've reached another one. Now this was supplying water for Mandal Mine. Now you're probably thinking, as I climb over this massive tree, that they would probably want to take water out of a mine. They wouldn't want to be putting water in the mine. Well, that's the amazing thing about this, and we're going to come to it later. Basically, they were using water to power machinery to take water out, which is pretty amazing. And here we go. Oh, it's running quite... Oh, there we go, there's a sluice. So this stuff is dating back, well, at least 1800s, probably older, I would say. But we're going to jump on something called a lead. Now, how did you get across there, Phil? Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Right.
And then I thought, how are we going to get over there?
Ah.
I was looking at that there.
Right. I'm going to film you doing that then.
Oh, great. I'll look at that. If we ain't so neckly here, I might have been... Let's have a look around there.
Here we go. Jeremy Beadle, 250 quid.
More than that.
You're wearing trainers as well, Phil.
I'll have to do.
Oh, this is dedication, this is.
There you go.
Oh my goodness me, yeah.
Not very...
Well done, mate.
Yeah, I'm not gone over yet.
Oh God.
Up.
See, I should be helping. Please be careful, mate, otherwise I'll feel bad. Well done, mate. Right, I'm doing it. I've got wet feet, Phil.
Yeah, me too.
But there we go, we're across. Okay, so this is the start of the leat. Now, Phil, describe for our wonderful viewers what a leat is. Now, we did this in Cromford, but just to recap.
It's basically a water course coming off of a water supply to direct into either it could be a mill, on this instance it's going to be a mine, or any use whatsoever. They also sometimes called a goit.
Right.
Or a lead, water course, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes they're metal troughs, sometimes they're just hewn into the rock, sometimes they just cut out the hillsides, maybe clay lined, but basically a waterproof channel to send the water for further use.
Gotcha. It was very well explained. So this was flowing down here, the river Lathkill, and then into this. Now this is man-made, as you can see from all the stonework. Now this is going to flow down the side of the valley for how far, Phil?
I think altogether from the start right to where it gets deposited on the end of the tail race, it's 1700 metres, so it's quite a hefty venture. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I'm standing on ironwork now, basically, that is a part of, you know, what is in there would have been water flowing down. Now what's incredible about this, given how old this is, we're talking, you know, early 1800s, is that eventually it goes over an aqueduct, sorry if I'm blinding you, goes over an aqueduct that came across over the river Lathkill, and then, I keep saying river Lathkill, and into this engine house, basically, to help power it. Now, the stanchions, 6 huge stanchions from that aqueduct are still there now. So Phil's just pointed out that actually that bit there would have been a settling pond, and it probably would have gone underground here, because then it's coming out here, isn't it?
Well, it looks like it comes out here. I'm not sure whether to put this here for. It's not all that steel either,
geez,
actually.
release.
And then again there, look, there's another arch.
There's another one.
So I'm not sure what the purpose of those are, but it's on its journey, basically.
I'm wondering if this was a settling pond as well. If they filled up, maybe get a little bit of momentum and then bosh, off.
I can't see a sluice gate here. It looks like it's just, it may have been controlled up there and off it went, and that was it, you know. I don't know if there was any sluice gates en route. I don't think we'll ever know that, but we don't know, do we?
We don't. So as I said, these mines, they date back, well, probably Roman times, but there's documentation going all the way back to 1284. Now, in 1798, they built a giant sough, because there was always a problem with flooding in these mines, which makes sense because they're built right next to a river. Now we're going to climb in that sough at the end. Now, That did the trick for around about 35 years. And then eventually they were like, we need to be able to pump more water out of these mine workings as they were getting deeper underground. So that's when this was built, that lead that we've just sort of clambered across there, and a massive mill wheel, basically, they'd taken from a mill and repositioned into a mine that was clearing out 4,000 gallons a minute of water. Now, unfortunately, by 1847, that wasn't cutting it either. And so they built an enormous Cornish engine house, which you might have seen when we did Magpie Mine and stuff. They're called Cornish engine houses because they're basically built from a design that they used in Cornwall with the old tin mines. So we've come back over, there's the lead, you can see the stonework. Now, as Phil said earlier, 1,700 metres. That's an enormous distance, isn't it, to have engineered. I mean, also, where are you getting all that stone from? Because we are in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, everything local mine. Everything was for everything along this dale. I mean, there's a ready-made supply of limestone.
Oh, I guess, yeah, fair point.
That's how they've done it.
Some serious manpower, though. Phil has spotted some mine workings, so we're going to have to clamber up. Now, what were you saying these were called, Phil?
I've not found a specific name. The only one I saw, it was listed on an old mine map as Lathkill Mine. It doesn't look like a mine, it's more like the adits going into the mine complex, so we'll better go with Lathkill adits, I think is his best bet.
Yeah, okay, let's go with that. Now, because this is Lathkill Dale, maybe they consider all of these mine workings in this bit to be Lathkill Mine, do you know what I mean? It's just easier to call it that. Mandal Mine we'll get to later, that's the one that the Leats feed in. So loads going off, but two separate enterprises, and in fact there's more other mining enterprises in a bit. I'm out of breath now. So there's mine working number 1, and there's mine working number 2 then. So you're right, these are adits, aren't they?
There is, yeah, and if you look on really old maps, strangely, especially if you look on the 1960s, a third adit right next to this, but I'm not prepared to go and have a look through that prickly business.
Oh yes, it's pretty brutal.
There is one next door, but I've not been able to find it, but anyway, 2 will do.
2 will do. Right, so we're inside mine number 1. So Lathkill adit we're going to go with, aren't we, Phil?
Yep, I'm happy with that.
Right.
But look at the texture of these walls.
I know, it's crazy. I was thinking then that's brickwork, but it's not. That's just natural stone, isn't it?
Well, it's natural, but it's been chiselled into, but it's been done in a very symmetrical way for reasons that we don't know. It's not just, you know, we've just gone through it enough for people to go through it. It looks like it's been shaped. Look how smooth that is.
Yeah, it's crazy actually.
I mean, it just stops there all of a sudden, but it's really odd.
Is that the end of it, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you come round. Oh, that's just the end.
I thought it went through to the other, but it doesn't.
No, that is just the end of it.
It stops. So
how strange. It's rusty on one side, but you might be able to see the other side, Phil.
It's, I think it's...
It's an old school top, though.
It's lemonade. Lemonade, yeah. I don't know what brand it is. Oh, hold on. Oops. Anyway.
It's done.
That was very weak.
So the other one is exactly the same. But it doesn't even feel like a mine. Because it's not actually blocked off, that's solid at the end. It just feels like they've dug out, maybe they've dug out the stonework to then build some of the structures that are further, oh, shining torch into light. But these things are so old, it's one of them, you're never going to know. Unless someone local's watching this and you know exactly what the history is here. If so, please comment, I'd love to know. Right, we've got quite a steep exit now. I was out of breath coming up, and that's why. But as always, I'll film myself in case I stack it, the usual drill. Now, we're going to go over to the other side, somehow get over the river.
Actually, you're an echo. I bet it's coming out of that cave over the other side.
And then we're going to find that cave on the other side, which is known as Black Marble Mine. Now, it's interesting because I thought they were basically lead mines, and I don't know if it's called Black Marble just as a name, you know, or if they were pulling marble out, because there is a quarry near here where the fossils, they say, were basically within the rock, were basically like 300 million years old or something. And so when you used to shine it up, it looked like marble. And so the Victorians loved it and they were buying it in their droves. So if there's a connection, oh, I got a stinger on the back of my leg. If there's a connection between those things, I don't know, but it started with a little mill and then suddenly it's all started going off. We're in mine territory now. Now, how deep does that go? Not very, I don't think.
Not very, but there's water seeping into it halfway down the shaft, look.
Oh yeah, so there is.
Where's your magic torch?
In the skyrocket.
My beam torch.
Yeah, I think maybe that is pretty solid, but I bet that as the water has flowed over it, it's sent some, you know, sticks and stuff down. But I bet if you put some weight on those, yeah, it'd be good night, Henry. Phil's just nearly stacked it and I wasn't filming.
Oh, close.
There's a flip-flop though.
Yeah.
So, the leat is up there then, isn't it? Yep. So we're over to the other side. Okay. Right. This is a serious, oh jeez. This is a serious clamber. We found the leat and it's still going strong, isn't it? So obviously these trees are, I mean, I'm all for growing trees, but obviously once they spring up properly, it's going to be done. And I imagine the roots of these things are going to come out through here and take all this stonework out eventually.
Yeah, I don't think you're that clever.
No. So what's this in front of us? More mine workings, mate?
Yeah, it's an old quarry, that is.
Is it a quarry?
Yeah.
Thankfully, I've never been here, but thankfully, Phil's recce'd this before, so he's, you know, sort of guide and commentator and all-round Philip. Cheers, Phil. Mate, it's that time of year again, isn't it? Which is great because stuff's growing, the nights are drawing out. But
so, look down here.
Oh wow!
So that is that working area I spoke about earlier that were embedded in the other side. And I suggested that may have been
a bridge,
a working area, and a bridge remains coming out of this. The already said marble, that marble mine. So now this lead must have been bridged. Look.
Yeah.
See. So where the little tramway.
Oh yeah, so the
yeah.
Okay, so the water's flowing here.
That's right. Yeah,
and a tramway is coming out of that.
I would imagine if a tram product out, there could have been a tipping point, or there could have been something going over there into the working area that was suggested were down there earlier. It's hard to say, but I would imagine that they probably trammed it out with the entrance. Who knows?
Oh mate, if we find some narrow gauge rail, mate, I'm on the pitch. Here we go. Right, torch. So this, as I said, is the Black Marble Mine. Now, is that because it's freezing, ladies and gentlemen, for one. Ah, look, there's black.
Yeah, that's going on.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, let's get inside, if that is why. Look at it, it's really shiny. Yeah, that's where it's got its name, isn't it? Gotta be. Too much of a coincidence. Look at that. Oh, nearly fell over. But look how far that goes in. Mate. That goes in for a fair way. That's incredible. It's gotta be why it's called Black Marble Mine. Gotta be. It's too much of a coincidence, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Awesome. Okay, right. Back over the lead then, over the bridge, and down. And honestly, this dale, this valley, just keeps giving and giving and giving. Right, I can feel it moving underfoot, but that's not too bad. That's not too bad. He says famous last words. You'll hear a splash in a minute. Here we go. Okay, so, whoop. There you go.
I'm heavier than you, you know.
So the lead is up there, still going. I'll keep referencing it as we go because it like Phil said, I've got things bugging up my neck, crawling up my neck. You got this, Phil.
What did you do?
I just stepped over it, mate. Look at that.
What was the guy at the lake? This ventriloquist chap?
Oh, mate, yeah. What was his name at Rudyard Lake?
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, the tightrope walker.
It weren't
the great
Captain
Phil.
Webb, was it?
Wasn't what?
Was it Captain Webb? The guy who did the channel and all that lot, or was it different?
He was the one that was swimming.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's just name dropping now. You got this, mate. Look at that. See, me and Phil were just talking about the fact that there's so many trees being chopped down, it's mad. But there's something going off down here as well, because that is stonework down there. And it's nothing to do with the leat, because the leat is all the way... Oh mate, that was literally in your arm, that.
No, it's in my finger now.
The leat is all the way up there now, so we're dropping, but the water level is staying high. Now there was something here, wasn't there? Because you can see.
Okay, this is how you do it.
Oh mate, look at that. Tarzan. I'll be Jane. Ow! I just got caught on a stinger. Oh. Tarzan's off to A&E. Right. So they're big old stones, aren't they, as well? Now let me try and... I'm going to come down, aren't I? Hang on. So there's something here as well. Let's go around here. Right, I'm seeing if this is a bit more stable. So water would flow down here. Loads of stonework. That looks like a millstone there. And then down in there. Is it? Alright, let me come down. I heard a wasp then, and it sounded big enough to have you, you know, on the back of it. I know, that's what I thought. Ouch. Oh mate. So it would have been though. Oh mate.
What's the story?
What is the story?
Especially as the bottom half looks like it's got a... Is it at a water level marking?
Well, yeah, that is, yeah. Yeah. So what was in here? Something.
Some kind of settlement from them, wasn't it? So that
must be.
Was there a mill here or something? So it's a groove look, isn't it, all the way along, look?
Yeah. There must have been something here then.
Where's the Lathkill gone? I presume it's just trickling around up there.
The Lath's up. Leith, isn't it?
The Lathkill.
Oh, hang on, there's something here.
Is this the bridge that used to be here in the olden days? It could be.
Oh, right, let's see. Right.
Well, the river's disappeared.
Oh, the river's here. And, oh, mate, yeah, this is a proper old bridge.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. So why do they need a bridge here then?
Unless there's a quarry up the top and they're bringing goods down, they're bringing stone down.
Yes, defo.
You reckon?
Yeah, well, they wouldn't have built a bridge for tourism, would they? It don't go anywhere.
Fair point, Phil, fair point.
Substantial bridge, that, and all.
It is, yeah. Just hiding away in the trees, amazing. So there was definitely something here. Now Phil's saying it's listed as an old bridge on old maps, but that building there is something. That bridge is hefty. I like the word hefty. And so I think maybe that was bringing stone down from a quarry up there. So our next port of call is known as Baitmans House. Now, John Bateman, as I said earlier, was the mining agent for the Lathkill Lead mine. Well, that went under really early doors, early 1800s, kept flooding, couldn't do out about it. Anyway, maybe 10, 12 years went by, and he managed to purchase from somewhere, I don't know, some kind of equipment in 1825 that could clear the water out. So what he did is he sunk a shaft down into the Lathkill mine and built his house on top of it. And you were saying, Phil, they used to do that to basically protect it, to stop people going in and nicking their lead, essentially.
Well, the small enterprises, when they had permission to dig down from the proper official way of doing it, they usually built what they call a co. Yeah. Which is a little mine building which protected and gave him a bit of shelter and kept it away from, I suppose, prying eyes, really.
Yeah, but he built his house on top of it. I'm not sure, having looked at some of the depths of some of these lead mines and lead shafts, I'd want to put my house on top of a 200-metre shaft.
I don't think he'd sleep at night very well, I'm not sure.
Yeah. So this is an old road now, tell by the old stonework. Now there is a bridge, but the bridge is well, off limits for whatever reason, so we'll have to stepping stone it again. Right, Phil's got the camera. Now this is an absolute midgie fest. Whoa, that one moved, that one. That's not too bad, look at that, still got it. If I ever had it. Oh mate, this is epic. Look at the window frames.
Will they have a frame?
Oh, they were once. Oh, mate, so this is the guy's house. Baitman's house. Oh, mate. It's got some lottery funding. So this is your front door then, Phil. Right, I'm coming into Baitman's house. Bosh, straight in. Oh, mate, it's his fireplace. Oh, you'd want a fireplace here in winter, wouldn't you? Seriously. Oh, here we go. Here we go, confession time. Amazing.
So we've just walked through into there. There's what you were just getting excited about, that, weren't you?
Yeah.
And where are we? So we're in here looking against this.
Yeah, so the shaft is here.
Well, the shaft's there actually.
Oh mate, that's confused me then, because there's the... I'm so confused now.
Well, there's the shaft, but there's water underneath, look. So it's
there you go, yeah. Oh yeah, and there's where it looked like, this little family outside.
They don't live in that, surely.
No, probably not, they're just chilling, I think. Look at that. Right, let's have a look at this shaft then.
Well, we could go in it.
I didn't know we could go in the shaft. Right, this has all got a little bit magical all of a sudden. So here we go, we've got an outhouse. I'm leaving the shaft to the end, you see, I'm building up the suspense. But there you go, so you can get down and underneath the gaff.
Yeah.
Here we go then. Would this have been deeper than it is now, Phil?
I'm not sure, because if you look to your right in a minute, there'll be a bit more on show.
Oh mate! Oh mate! What? There's a big spider web there as well.
I don't care about spiders.
Oh, okay, this is the real deal now. Oh my goodness me.
Not rock though.
There we go. There's water down the bottom, look.
Yeah, I mean, this is very dry. This is nearly always quite high up, lovely blue water, and I think the stanchions or the indentations where this structure was built was there, look.
Wow. That is incredible.
There is water, look, it's very clear though.
Yeah, it is. That deep, deep, deep one that we've just looked at is literally there. So there's this fireplace, front door, and right beneath us. Unbelievable. Right, so we've got different rooms now. So, who knows what room was what? And then, oh right, what we got up here, Phil?
Here's the lead.
Oh, we've relocated it.
So that lead goes right above his cold store thing, doesn't it?
Got ya. So, still flowing
And there
down here.
is a mine entrance. There, look.
Ah, I see ya. Now, unfortunately, that lead mine on the hill there, Phil's saying, has got a very secure, locked gate on it. But he said, when you go in there, there's a ridiculously deep shaft that basically drops off. So, yeah, probably best we avoid that one, eh? Next stop, Aqueduct. So, the lead is up there. And in a minute, as we've dropped down, it's going to go over the top of us. Unbelievable engineering. Phil,
yeah.
There's a wall there, so the lead's up there, we've got a wall, then another wall.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I think it's because they were so concerned about getting the water out of the mines, they couldn't afford to have any water ingress going in, and I guess that's an attempt at withholding the water, because if it was natural banking, you would expect it to seep underground, wouldn't you? So, looks to me like that's what that is.
So keep it out the mine.
Keep it out of the mine, basically, yeah.
So what I love about the technology in terms of this lead and the aqueducts and that stuff we're going to come to with the engine house is the fact that they had such a big problem with water that they went, I know what we need to solve the problem of water. We need water, don't we?
Yeah, and I'll tell you another
we
good
need
thing.
more water.
When you look at these things and we try and work out what went off, we usually finally get there. And when the light bulb switches on of why they did it, we think, you know what, oh, bloody clever.
So clever.
But at the time we're trying to piece together, we're thinking, do they know what they're doing here? But it is, isn't it?
Yeah, unbelievable. So all this water coming across is powering a former mill wheel that's flowing and flowing and flowing to pump all the water out, and then it goes out through this sough that we spoke about earlier. So the lead is up there. Now look at these. These are the stanchions of an aqueduct. Now there's a load of them and they go all the way up there and into the mine workings. So we've got a couple the other side. Now let's get down here. This would have been the base of one, which I think is gone.
Yeah.
So there's the first one then. That's the first one, isn't it?
Oh, look how high that is. That's the
so high. That's the true height. Yes, so the water is all the way up there. Comes over. There's one there that's gone. This one I'm stood on is gone. And then we've got one here. So are we thinking iron trough, Phil?
Yep, and a lot higher than what they are at the moment, that's for sure.
So we're thinking probably about there, height-wise, over the top. because you can see from the height of the one in the trees there, these ones, to keep the flow of water, would have had to have been higher, because it would have had to have obviously come down like that to go into that working. Mate, that's unreal. So over there is that aqueduct. We've walked round, and what we're going to do is we're going to go up and we're going to follow it all the way to the end, so we kind of, you know, stay true to it. But here's an adit into the Mandal complex then. So down there you can see there's another entrance into the mine workings. We followed the water from the beginning where it came off the river for 1700 meters. So seriously nearly went.
You'd be going with me if I did go by that.
I know. But yeah, so we're going to stay true to it because it seems wrong not to be. Oh mate, this, whoa, you okay mate? Right.
About that way there, look.
Yeah. I'm going to stop filming so I've got two hands. So here we go, we've come sort of back on ourselves then to the aqueduct. So let me get up on here. So there you go. There's the aqueduct, you can see the other pillars there. It comes across here.
I wonder if it's there, look, running there.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Look, maybe some of that's collapsed, maybe that's what...
Oh yeah, no, that has collapsed, yeah, okay, so it's here then. Okay, and it's coming round.
Because that's engineered, look there.
Yeah.
There's the bend going round, it's, unfortunately it's been filled in. But I dare say that's been quarried out of this shelf on the left, look, to produce this stone. Look,
it would have to be, yeah, to build the pillars, yeah, exactly. The level of engineering. Bear in mind, we're going back to 1839. It's unreal, really, isn't it? How these, you know, these navvies. Well, I guess, you know, it's the people that built the railways, didn't they? To be fair, the original railway builders, they were the 1830s, and it's just unreal what they achieved in really remote places like this. And also, ow, in the winter, mate, it gets brutal up here. Okay, so we're coming up to Mandal Mine now. We've left Lathkill Mine behind, and obviously that, you know, that Baitmans enterprise as well. Now, the Lead then goes through a tunnel here. I mean, it's not a particularly long tunnel, but this is, mate, original stonework, dating all the way back. Amazing. So the water's flowing, let me come over here, flowing through there and then down into the mine. So you come out of the tunnel and then it all goes off. So we've got another mine working there, haven't we, Phil?
Yeah, there's one here. This is another one that's gated off. There were 3 or 4 going into the complex. This one, you need a special key to get in it. Obviously, they keep it locked up because they don't want every Tom, Dick and Harry getting down it. But as you see, it looks a little bit creepy, but it's not too bad when you're in it. But that's one of 4 or 5 that you've got around here.
So that's the tunnel I've just crawled out of. So the Lead, it's on wood by the look of it.
It's a bit strange, isn't it, this diagram? So it's, them steps are still there, though.
Yeah, they are still
there. So where is it then going into that?
So it's tipping off down there. Oh, mate, look at the structure.
Yeah. So that's what the arms went into, look, the square.
Yeah, down there. Okay, so let's walk down those stairs then, and we'll get down to this engine house. Now, there's the tunnel. So we're going to go down there. But it's stayed up here then.
Yeah, on some kind of, look wooden, but we don't know. But
no, we don't know.
It's impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. So the wheel is spinning. So is the wheel in there spinning, and that's what's powering? It's almost like a nodding donkey job, isn't it?
Yeah. Powering a huge hydraulic arm, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
On a pivot.
So the mill wheel, it's got to be here. So it flows across. There's your wheel, giving it large, powering. Oh mate, look at that structure. And then it's obviously going down there, pulling out water, and I guess firing it out through that and down back into the river.
That's effectively started the tail race, shall we say.
Right, so here's the other side of it. Now obviously this building's, you know, it would have come all the way out here and stuff. But Phil's just spotted the fact that it looks like it's been filled in. But I bet a lot of it's been filled in by, you know, the stonework that's collapsed off of it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that's the start of the tail race, as Phil said. So the water would have been flowing out, back down. I'm guessing into the river.
But the river's fairly low down, and the Sough's much lower than where we're stood at the moment. So whether it went down some, you know, not
underground,
it shot down, then shot under. Why did they build as a tunnel? Why not just let it drain into the, you know, just like an open channel?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now somewhere in here, Phil is saying, there's a shaft. Now we can't find the top of it, but we're going to see if we can find the bottom of it, which I know sounds a bit silly. Right, click your fingers, Blue Peter style. We're underground. There's the shaft. So above us is the Mandal Mine. Now, water would have flowed down here then, would it, Phil?
Well, no, water's still this way, look.
Oh, okay, so water's come out underneath.
This is some shaft. I would imagine they put the shaft in to drive the tunnel both ways to reach the mine and reach the outlet, I guess.
Got ya.
Because I can't. They won't. I don't see why it's here. It's got to be for building purposes, building the Sough.
I don't know that's secure at the top, does it? Jeez.
But normally, if this was for men to come down, you'd see footholds, and I don't think there is. Oh, there is.
Oh yeah, there is. Look.
There is, yeah.
Foothold,
but I wouldn't fancy.
Oh, I ain't doing it. No chance, mate. There's already a collapse down there.
So yeah, it's collapsed there.
And out that way, we're going out back onto the tail race.
Yep.
Out into the sunlight, and then what we're going to do is basically follow the tail race back to the river. And there's an old mill there that I think they already have converted it. That'll be my phone dropping. So there you go. Look, you can see in the distance we're getting to some sunlight. So this is weird, isn't it? Growing down from above, the roots of the grass and stuff up there. I mean, each individual stone, all of it, is just unbelievable in terms of how they built this stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And of course, this is normally so many months a year full of water, so we've come at the right time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. In the winter, yeah, this will be well, as you can see, yeah. And we're out into the sunlight, and then the water flows off down there. Now that up there, I'm pretty sure, can you see that rock outcrop? That's called Parson's Tor, I think, if I've got my sums right, which I might not have, but I think it is. Now if it is, then in 1776, a local reverend went out for a few jars in Bakewell and rode his horse back across that ridge and went over the edge and died, which is why they named it Parson's Tor. What a way to go. So there's the tail race, still going, clinging to this path here, been going for a little while now, and there's another adit into the mine workings here at, I guess this would still be Mandal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if this was kind of tested, because when I've been in it, it don't go far.
Does it not?
They could have backfilled it, of course, it's hard to say.
Of course. But like you said before I was filming, they were so desperate, weren't they, to get the lead.
Yep.
Test digs everywhere. And what's crazy as well, like we went in Good Luck Mine, probably 2 years ago now, maybe, nearly, a while ago. And basically they don't hit the lead for, I think it was 3 years. 3 years of digging underground till they even get to anything that's going to make them any money back. It's mad, really.
On that subject, do you remember we went in, they called it Way Level at Ecton?
Yeah.
He said they kept powder in it, didn't it? And that went quite a long way, and I don't think they got anything out of that. And that must have took quite a while to dig to, you know, and it's at least 100, 150 metres for nothing, basically.
And you think, how much work?
I know.
How are they feeding their families and stuff when they're not getting anything? It's crazy, really. But yeah, still all engineered, look, the stonework. Now, any second now, it's going to go back into the river. Would you say smallest cave in the world?
Well, it's got to be on the list, hasn't it? If you've got any kids who are a bit claustrophobic, give them a go in this one first to get used to it.
That's literally it. I thought it was going to carry on going.
No, that's it.
That is it. Here we go then. Here's the end. So we're close to the river. You can see it's flowing again. This is obviously not flowing, but in winter I guess it does. Water flows through here, and we've got ourselves a little bit of a gate. And then that's the end of it then. So all that water coming out of all these mine workings, bosh.
So this figure of 1770 metres, I guess, is from where we started almost to this point here.
Yeah. Incredible engineering. Well done, guys. Well done. Hang on, I thought that was the end, but no, Phil's found more.
Well, yeah, I've just noticed this when I've come down. They've separated the river, look. That looks like it could be a race. And being as there's a very ancient mill down there, I wonder if this was a race that was put into, you know, partition off and power the mill further down there, which we're going to be at in a minute.
The fact that you called it Sough Mill, and the water's coming out of a sough and in and down.
Yeah, well, that sough's only there. So, I wonder why they didn't just bother just keep it going, you know, down here along this side. Straight into that mill, rather than have to go back into the river, then come off again.
Not sure, but it's definitely, you know, stonework, definitely goes off. The fact that it's called Sough Mill, I don't think that's an accident. I think it's probably a bit of a nod and a wink to where the water comes from to power it. Now it's a private house, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go sort of over to the other side of the river, just so you can see a little bit of it, but only from a distance, so we're not being invasive or anything like that. But it is a really ancient mill. Like I said, it's a private house at the minute. It's being renovated. Now, this is the mill race is coming down here, and there's a sluice gate. Look. So I don't know where the mill wheel would be, but it would be there somewhere. So that's Sough Mill. But like I say, private house, so I'm not going to go and film it close up. So that's us, Phil. Cheers for this, mate. Ledge. Phil messaged me and said, let's get out and let's do Lathkill. It didn't disappoint, mate.
No, it's a good one.
It is a good one. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
See ya.